team, my career. Hopefully you enjoying the series, but I think and yeah. Shut up! Yes.
This is Kevin Harlan, and as always, happy holidays to each and every one of you at 2K Sports. A quick check now at the starting five.
I just picked up something for us to eat and a couple of stuff. I ain't going to the grocery store. That's right, tell me. Move! Go sit down somewhere. Move, I got pee now. By our house, thanks. I'm going to get to the bottom of this shit. Move! Get out! 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 Your butt now. Out! Ooh, Jesus. Out! I'm going in and sit down. Get the cash, everybody. I didn't go to the store. So we didn't get no food. Go. Go.
In the house.
Get the cash. Get the cash. Get in, I said. Get the cash. Get in the cash. Don't mind. Just say it. Say it. That's everything, baby.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna put it out once I'm done, Nana.
What you done?
Yes.
Both teams. And a guy
I got you, Nana.
here. What can we expect from him?
All right.
You talk about strength and physicality at the center position.
Yes.
Bekovic is right there with anybody. He's got an imposing game. Reminds me a little bit.
I see the garlic bread.
In that regard, he can use that strength to power you down low, but he's also got some skill as well.
You know, that's an interesting comparison. I love how he always battles, Steve. A terrific offensive rebounder. Gets a lot of stickbacks. Very tenacious. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this after the win against the Nets in Brooklyn. And they barely squeaked by with that one, edging out by just 1 point.
It seemed like they hit every big shot they had in that game. Kevin, their offense was clicking, but really clutch in big moments.
That's ideally the way you want it to unfold on the road, Steve. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into the game.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Rubio, the pass to Bekovic, rejected by Sanders. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Heights running, and that is good.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Remember last year, one of the stranger scenes of the season? Jonas Valanciunas and the Raptors was just winding down the clock, holding the ball. Caron Butler reaches out to shake his hand, and then when Valanciunas responds with his hand, Butler steals the ball from him. I mean, it's like the Keystone Cops out there.
Here's Knight, following the basket by Kevin Love. Sanders' shot is good.
Great rise and dime there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
a 13-point game against Washington.
And Kevin, he was amazing defensively as well. I mean, he was racking up steals left and right.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Back to Butler. I remember that play. Just a strange thing, Clark, to see, but it might have been, just him having a little fun with the rookie.
Well, it taught the valuable lesson of never stop playing until that horn sounds, Kevin. The game wasn't close, so it was of no consequence. It ended up being one of the more entertaining scenes from the NBA last year. Well, they finally missed on their fourth shot of the game. That's a good way to start things off.
Rubio with it, and it's Knight picking him up. Rubio dishes to Love. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Ilyasova. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And Knight slams it in.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam. And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that.
Everything will be at 60 once
And Ilyasova
I
kicks
upgrade
it up.
everything. Once I put it on 50.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
One of the bigger improvements last season, as I saw it, was Larry Sanders transforming from a specialist role player into a legitimate starting center. I mean, he always had a knack for defense and blocking shots and rebounding, but he polished up his offensive skills enough to be an impact player at that end of the floor.
He's off on the first. And for Sanders, some of his improvement offensively was just sticking to his strengths, finishing around the rim.
Yeah, he improved his shot selection. He's always played with a lot of energy, but I think his decision-making was the reason he finished third in most improved player voting last year.
Nice young player for Milwaukee. So we can't get either to fall.
Guys, we know it was a struggle last season for the Timberwolves, but against the Eastern Conference, they were pretty competitive. Nearly had a 500 record against teams from the East.
Well, back to the Timberwolves, that's a marked improvement over how they've done, Steve, over the past few seasons.
Yeah, the last few years, that's easily the best winning percentage the Wolves have had against the Eastern Conference. And they won't want to take much from last season to this one, but maybe that's something at least they can carry over and try to build on.
That free throw, good from Rubio.
Surprisingly, the Bucks were one of the better teams from the East against the West last season, 14-16, which was better than most teams in the East, and part of why they were able to make it into the playoffs.
He's perfect from the line this time. Well, back to the Bucks. With their small backcourt, they could have nights where they could just run teams to death, and they were able to take advantage of a few teams like that.
Well, the main thing is that they weren't afraid of anyone. Ellis and Jennings would just try to run the ball down your throat, but in the end, it wasn't a combination that the Bucks felt confident with, and that's why they were willing to let Ellis and Jennings go. Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
Knight against Rubio. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Pekovic has got 3 rebounds now in this one. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And I think everybody who was at that game would agree it was their defense that really won it for them.
Yeah, they were all over the place, flying all over the court on D. The kind of hustle that pays off big time for you.
Milwaukee leading by 4. Knight has a 2-pointer, and he hits the jump shot.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Yeah, the shots have been falling, that's for sure. The offense really in a good groove.
Now, here's Brewer. 9-point game his last outing. Rebounded by the Bucks. Sanders has got his 3rd rebound on the night. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season.
Well, this was a team they had some problems with last year.
going.
You're good, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Brewer kicks to Rubio. On the wing, Brewer. Love, right side. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Three-pointer, Martin. That's good. Martin's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Well, as Steve was saying, Clark, I assume that's something we'd have to expect not to happen again this year.
True, but we could have said the same thing going into their two meetings last year, Kevin, and we know how that turned out, so we just need to wait and see.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Larry Drew's huddle. He talked mainly about the offense he wants to see them implement. And with all their emphasis on ball screens, you can expect them to be running a pick-and-roll offense for most of this game. Guys, we'll just have to watch how it plays out here in the first half. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks again, Doris. And that one's good.
Now, they're not showing too much respect for him defensively, are they?
Timberwolves trail by 8. And Shved kicks to Buddy. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Correa, the pass to Budding. And the shot is good. Buddinger's got his first 2 points of the night. There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Hiddenauer kicks to Harris. Feeds to Middleton. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Middleton's got 5 points so far.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
And Budinger with the stop.
Maybe that'll ignite them. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys at the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
2 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Harris outside. And the pass to Ridnour. Back to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. Delvino kicks to Harris. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Shved. Can't hit. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Bucks on top, up 6. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. The Milwaukee Bucks take on Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. More NBA next Tuesday.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
And right from the start, guys, it's apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Timberwolves trail by 6.
Well, a major goal for the Timberwolves this offseason was to get shooters. They had a big problem threatening teams from outside last season. Dead last in three-point percentage at just over 30%.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for Minnesota, J.J. Barea is out there with Alexei Shved. Then there's Budding. Then it's Cunningham. And it's Johnson in at the 5.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
And for the Timberwolves, no Kevin Love for the majority of last season. That really hurt their three-point percentage. They just didn't have that many options they could use to spread the floor for them.
Yeah, the value of floor spacing and outside shooting is so important. Rick Adelman's teams have always been really good execution-wise in terms of passing and moving and cutting. But if you can't shoot, it's tough to find those cutting lanes.
Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
Rubio dishes to Johnson. Shot's good. Johnson's got his first basket.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Knight passes to Neal. Here's Sanders. Good on the baseline, Jay. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Knight against Rubio. Love off a pick from Johnson. Love kicks to Rubio. Shot clock at 5. Back to Love. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Love's got his second bucket of the night.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Now, here's Sanders. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead. Well, I think Larry Sanders is one of the most improved players in the league, guys. I don't know where you stand on it, but, you know, he led the league in ejections, too, with 5. He's got to control and manage his emotions a little better.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Back to Sanders, he said he's taking steps to keep his composure, not getting to other players and feel the wrath of officials. Those technicals are piling up.
Well, Kevin, he's already made some nice strides in his approach to the game, just eating right, getting to the gym early. You know, you really have to learn how to become a professional, and I think Sanders has made that next step.
Butler with the block. Now Knight, averaging 8 points a game. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Rubio with it. Right now averaging 11 points a game. On the wing, Brewer. The Timberwolves again can't hit. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Knight dishes to Mayo. And it's off from 3-point range. Minnesota with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
Some good matchups. That Dallas Mavericks game, definitely one to be checking out.
And the Bucks with possession here. After the basket by Minnesota.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically, no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Knight against Rubio. And he gets it to go.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys. The Bucks actually made it back into the playoffs last season, but it wasn't because they were dominant at home. Only 21-20 at the Bradley Center. And those 21 wins were the fewest of any team that played in the playoffs.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Clark, as you said, the Bucks didn't offer a lot as far as protecting their home court. In the end, it could come back to bite them as they lost 2 in a row on their home floor and got swept out of the playoffs, Steve, by Miami.
Well, that was a pretty tough matchup for anybody, but for Milwaukee, a team that was below 500, that was near impossible. But look, it was a struggle for the Bucks. We expected that, but getting to the playoffs was an accomplishment. We'll see if they can build on that this year. He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Love with the screen for Rubio. Brewer passes to Bekovic. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
You know, you can give a defender a lot of trouble if you're consistent with that turnaround jumper. It's almost impossible to block.
Knight kicks this in. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Timberwolves making a change here. And so it's Milwaukee now. Ilyasova dishes to Mayo. That is good. Mayo's got his first basket of the night.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Rubio outside. play in the first half. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the shot is good. The Bucks lead has been cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Corey Brewer.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Walters, good.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Kevin, at 6'11", 290 pounds, Nikola Pekovic may be the most physically imposing player in the game. Rick Adelman said, quote, he's such a force inside. Guys just want out of there. They don't want to go against him. Pekovic said, the goal is to go inside and win the game, whatever it takes. Many people don't like when you play physical. Some respond, some don't. Kevin?
And he does. Thank you, Doris.
Well, he's a player who knows his game. I mean, he's a physical enforcer type guy, and he makes no apologies for it.
Now Brewer, after the missed 3 from Walters.
Now it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Mayo, the best to Ilyasova. And Udo with the stuff. Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but
Now, here's Rubio. Suryoff kicks to Brewer. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Mayo uses the glass to finish the layup. Mayo's got 4 this quarter. And so that's the end of the first half. Bucks lead by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
We're moving the ball really well right now and, really finding an open man. So, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. But the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
All good things to sustain for the second half, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going out at Bradley Center. The Milwaukee Bucks have the lead against Minnesota. Easy to see why they've been piling up the wins lately. They're really on a roll. Leading the game in scoring, Larry Sanders. He's got 10 points and also has grabbed 5 boards. And resilient Timberwolves team. As we head back to the start of the third quarter with Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris. Thanks so much for joining me.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Have to like what you're seeing so far from Sanders.
Yeah, he's been a revelation here tonight, Clark, scoring almost at will there in the half.
Hard to imagine he'll keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but you never know. The Wolves were just decimated by injuries last year, and it really put a snag in their season from the start, with Rubio still recovering from his ACL tear and Kevin Love missing a lot of time with his hand fracture. They were missing 2 major building blocks.
Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. Brandon Knight is out there with Mayo. And it's Butler in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Larry Drew. Now Mayo following the 3-point attempt by Kevin Love. The lead pushed double digits. Sanders has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Bucks. And with the Wolves last year, Ricky Rubio came back and helped them turn things around a bit, but Kevin Love would end up playing very few games for him, Steve, and they never really got the chance that they once seemed to have.
Love's injury, I think, just devastated this team. And Rubio, of course, coming off that ACL, he eventually made it back. But those are the key guys. Rubio and Love have to be the foundation of this club. They added a lot of three-point shooting in the offseason. So this should be a pretty well-rounded team, but it's up to the stars, Kevin.
Sharon Butler is one of those rock-solid, steady vets. Just a pro's pro, we call him. Entering the final year of his contract. You know he's looking to be aggressive out there.
And for Butler out of UConn, a good defender, Steve, a good jump shot.
Yeah, played in one All-Star game back with the Wizards. Now going into his 12th year in the league. He's had a great career.
Now here is Martin, averaging 19 points per contest. And Rubio kicks the Brewer. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 4 assists in the game. Milwaukee leading by 11. Dishes it to Sanders. Unloads from 13. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Well, after a brief 2-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. With several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat, they didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He told the huddle they need to go hard to the hoop whenever possible to either draw fouls or get high percentage looks right at the 10. Another part of what he said to them centered on his desire to see them shooting the ball every opportunity that presents itself. He said, fire away, guys. You've got the green light. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thanks. Now, here's Brewer. He's got 6. On baseline, Jay. That one off the back iron and out. Back to the Bucks in the playoffs. In every aspect, they were overmatched by the Heat, and no one really thought they would upset them. But many thought, Steve, that they would at least get a game.
Well, I wasn't one of them, Kevin. I thought they were overmatched from the start. And you could tell in that series, Miami wasn't even interested until the fourth quarter. They knew they could just flip a switch and beat this Milwaukee team. And that's exactly what they did.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Well, Minnesota won 31 games last season, but only 11 of those came on the road. For a team that was battered and bruised heading out on a lengthy road trip is often a recipe for a losing streak, and that was the case for them last year. The injuries just really bogged them down.
Johnson, he's checked in for Minnesota. Budinger comes in for Kevin Martin. Bucks leading by 11. Knight kicks to Ilyasova. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Well, picking up again on the Timberwolves. Road travel can be especially tough on just given the geography where their home city is in relation, Steve, to the rest of the NBA.
Well, particularly in relation to the rest of the West, because, you know, there the Timberwolves are up north and kind of in the middle of the country. They have a lot of long trips, but look, there are no excuses in the NBA. I mean, everybody's got their own adversity they've got to deal with.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Well, Rick Adelman had some advice for his team over that last break. There was no question what he was most concerned with. Their lack of interior defense so far. Protect the rim. That's the priority. Quote, unquote. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Kevin Love. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now, here in the third. Johnson's shot is off. Bucks leading by 9. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Knight for 3. Brewer with the rebound. Brewer's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Budinger dishes to Rubio. He kicks it to Budinger. He feeds it to Love. Pocket 6. That drops. Love's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Now we're really seeing them pound that ball inside.
Total offensive dominance in the lane. That's 6 consecutive points coming into paint. I thought Corey Brewer enjoyed his best season of his NBA career last year in Denver, thriving in that up-tempo system, using that length and athleticism defensively.
Now Rubio. After the miss 3 from Delfino, and it's Rubio penetrating the timely screen. Now just a 5-point Milwaukee lead. As tonight, Delfino kicks tonight. 3-pointer, Ridnow. Ilyasova outside. Count the bucket.
Gives you such good spacing offensively.
And for Corey Brewer, defensive specialist primarily, but he has shown some flashes offensively as well.
And that's been the key, Kevin. We knew he could defend at a high level. Now the question was, could he produce on the offensive end of the floor?
Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start varying some of those.
No problem knocking that one down. And now a 10-point Bucks lead.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Back to Rubio. And stolen by Ilyasova. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. It's Delfino outside. Minnesota with the rebound. And here is Brewer. Drops in the layup for two. Brewer's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Here's Rubio. And that's not going to go. And we've reached the end of the third. Bucks ahead, leading by 8. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway.
Next Thursday, January go up against the Utah Jazz. Don't miss out.
And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feat, putting it way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it from there.
The timing of these plays are just phenomenal.
No question.
Bucks leading by 8. So on the floor for Minnesota. Martin out on the wing with Muhammad. Cunningham is out there with Pekovic. And it's Berea in at the point guard position. Now here's Mayo. Mayo off the pick from Harris. Mayo the best to Sanders. Outside Butler. 4 on the shot clock. On lows. Can't get it to go. And Minnesota will come the other way. Kicks it to Pekovic. Three-pointer, Martin, and that one's good. Martin's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Minnesota.
They're down right now, trying to stay in the game with the three ball. A lot more here in the second half than they did in the first half. And I'm not sure I agree with that strategy.
Now here is Harris. Shoots the three. Minnesota with the rebound. Martin's got his third rebound tonight. The shot from the low post is good.
What's going on offensively there? A lack of focus, no concentration. Too easy.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And that one's good by Butler.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Here is Berea, guarded by Harris. Berea kicks to Muhammad. Pass to Berea. Love, right side. Love, right side. No good. Great D that time from Ilyasova. Milwaukee leading by 5. Mayo with it. Now defended by Muhammad. Mayo, that's good.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. There's the dish to Muhammad. Poked away and stolen by Ilyasova. Mayo into the lane. And so he draws a shot, a trip to the line.
It was a hot start last season for O.J. Mayo in Dallas, guys. A lot of people wondered if he finally turned the corner and become the star that people would expect him when he was the 3rd overall pick back in 2008. But his hot shooting wore off a bit, and by the end of the season, Coach Carlisle was starting to question his effort.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Budinger comes in for Muhammad, and it's Alexei Shved in for J.J. Barea. Love dishes to Bekovic. Sanders with the steal. Out to the right wing. Harris outside. And Sanders kicks to Harris. And the Bucks miss again. And for O.J. Mayo last season, still some positive signs. A career high in three-point percentage, one of the better years from the field, and I think the Mavericks really enjoyed him on their team.
Well, it seemed on the whole that the year went very well for him. He opted out of the final year of his deal, picked up a new multi-year contract, so we'll see how he continues to develop.
And here is Harris, following Kevin Martin's 3. Passes it to Sanders. Back to Harris. Harris gets the screen from Sanders. And the basket by Harris.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
Minnesota calls timeout. Have to like what we're seeing from Sanders.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
Minnesota making a switch here. Rubio's checked in.
At least I got some points. Jeez.
Kevin Martin on the wing. Guarded by Mayo. Here's Budinger. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Bucks leading by 8. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Larry Drew's huddle. He wants his players to step up the pace. He told them they should be looking to get out and run every chance they get. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Rubio against Knight. And Bekovic throws it down.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. The feed to Butler. Right side, Butler. He dishes it to Sanders. And the pass tonight. There's the triple, and he gets the bucket. And the Bucks lead by 11.
And defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
And Rubio kicks to Love. Feeds it to Budinger. And again, it's Minnesota.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Now here's Mayo. Dishes to Sanders. That's good.
I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Bucks.
Fewer miscues made the difference, Clark.
Yeah, I thought the fact they minimized their turnovers was huge. It was a terrific all-around effort.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Larry Sanders. You have to love the way that he was closing out defensive trips. He would always body up and really be physical. That's why he ended up with so many boards.
Budinger, no luck. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Sanders with a screen on Rubio. Rubio comes with the double team. And here's Mayo for 3, and he gets it to go.
They certainly haven't let these fans down tonight. Fun night to be in the building.
It has been. I mean, the atmosphere's been great, and no doubt that helped with the winning effort.
And that's great technique. They're shielding his man off and keeping him off the glass.
night. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Your flight crew wants to be the first to welcome you to Los Angeles. Please prepare for landing.
Alright, that's gonna wrap up the video. My name is Jaquavius Leonard Harris. Don't forget, if you want to, you can leave a like or a comment. That's if you want to, but if you don't want to, keep on enjoying the gameplay. That's all I'm asking. Make sure you enjoy the gameplay. And I would just want y'all to enjoy yourselves. Y'all been doing a really good job. It don't matter how many times I tell you this, but I really appreciate it. Yeah. I'm gonna just keep uploading videos every day. And yeah, man, I'm gonna stay positive. And I'm not gonna say negative things, you know. Cause the more I say negative things, the more I might get banned from YouTube. So I'm trying to work on being a better person. So yeah, man, y'all just keep it up. We will be able to go against the Los Angeles Lakers next video. So I'm looking forward for that. And if I could move up in the starting lineup, that would be a blessing. But if I mess up again, I know the consequences. The consequences is you go down, you decrease every time you make a mistake. You go down on the starting lineup. But if you increase the more games, not the more games, but the more game you got, like crossovers, shooting, passing the ball to teammates, and all that, the more you go up on the starting lineup. But yeah, man, that's gonna wrap it up, and I'm looking forward for the next video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.